All right, so we're going to talk about how you can earn money with pharmacy. So these are the ways, right? We have personal sales, we have online sales, the welcome program, which I will explain well to you all, building your team program, the personal bonus, the group bonus, and then your leadership bonus. So let's first talk about personal sales, just so everybody's clear on that. Personal sales, so you earn 50% from in price earnings from the catalog. So whatever the catalog is, you're getting that at half price or earning that 50% if it's from a customer. There's no minimum order for you to earn the 50%. I heard rumors out there that people are saying you have to order a certain amount to get your 50%. You do not. There is no minimum order for 50%, okay? However, this does not apply to business tools, okay? So please, you're hearing this from corporate, there is no minimum order to earn your 50%. When you're doing your online sales and they want to go to create a pharmacy account, they're given the option of beauty influencer and customer. We do have things that are going to be changing on this. So this is current, but we are going to see some differences in the near future, actually. Okay, so let me see if I can move this, hang on. Drop this down here. Sorry, guys. Okay. So as customers, you need to register, they have to register as customers. And I know we have some issues with that. So, you just want to kind of walk them through that to make sure that they are registering as a customer, or if they want to be a beauty influencer, they can do that too. Here's the thing, you receive all of your earnings by the 15th of the following month. So by the 15th of August, and payment usually happens on the 10th, but we like to say the 15th just to, so if you tell your girls by the 15th and they get it earlier than that, they'll be super excited. And we only do that because, just to assure that everybody's money is where they say it's going to be when it's supposed to be there. So this August 15th, by the 15th, you will have received all of your commission earnings for the previous month. And who's excited about what they're earning this month? I know there's a lot of money out there to be earned, so that's awesome. Yeah, you should be. Everybody should be. This compensation plan is so rich, and we're going to definitely talk about that. Can I do this? I can't see. Okay. So you have to go to Pharmacy US to get them started. And that's another one of the glitches that are happening. But we find that when they go to pharmacyus.com to get started, we're having less glitches than if they're doing it from your account. Okay, we seem to be having more root issues when that happens. So if they go to pharmacyus.com to get started, we're having less issues. Some of the issues that we were seeing were user errors where they would put in the wrong number, or they wouldn't choose the person that they wanted to sign up with. Now there's a little box that pops up and asks them, are you sure you want to sign up with? And they have to click yes. So that's just a sort of a verification process to make sure that they're signing up in the right area. Okay, so this is what a customer sees when they sign up. I think it's important if you guys haven't gone through this, but they fill out this customer information for shipping and for any future sales. So they are in the process of changing this, that they'll be able to do this on the back end instead of the front end, which is great. But make sure that the customer double checks their address and all their information. Definitely the sponsor code so that the customer goes under you, okay? And for everybody who doesn't know, your sponsor code is your BI number, really important. And then you receive your transaction has been successful. So go there and use RBI number. Yes, Debbie, that's what you want to do. You want to go there and use your BI number there. Okay, and then they'll get all of their information to get started. And this is their email. BI stands for Beauty Influencer, Jenny. Cute, right? It's such a popular buzzword right now, especially in social media. Instagram uses that word as we're influencers. So we like to think that all you guys are definitely beauty influencers. We're influencing the beauty world. Okay, so now let's talk about the welcome program, because I know there's been a lot of questions and concerns about this. So I want to make this clear for everybody. So the welcome program is a program, an starter incentive program, where we give a product, one product or a little bundle of products each month for the first four months that you are in the business as a beauty influencer. Why is that important? Well, we all know that incentives work, and especially in the very beginning, if a person hasn't started making big money, we want to make sure that they're receiving something. So we have a couple of incentives in place to make sure that they're getting something. The number one reason people will leave a direct selling company is that they are not feeling like they're getting anything for all the work that they're doing. So I think that Pharmacy did a great job of covering that here. So you need to accumulate sales of $400 catalog price, which is $200 your price, monthly from your first month. Now, the time frame for this is the 1st of the month to the 30th of the month. So you win a product every month that you do that $400 in catalog sales or $200 your price. If you do it the first month, you get your mascara. And then if you do it the second month, you get your contour and your highlighting stick. Let's say the third month, you don't get it, you miss it. You don't get to go back into the program again for the fourth month. So it has to be consecutive. Okay, let me look what people are saying here. Will there be an option for separate billing and shipping addresses? Yes, Heather, they are aware of that and they are working on that. Hi, yeah, so that was it. So let me explain to you why this happened. Because of our system, we had to actually go in and enter all of them manually. We originally had it from the date you started till the following month, that same date. And so many people were missing their products because the system wasn't able to work it according to your anniversary date. So we had a big meeting down in Miami at our corporate office, and it was decided that the time frame was going to be the 1st of the 30th so that the computer or the system could capture everybody who qualified for the welcome program during that time. So yeah, there are probably going to be some issues if somebody joins on the last day of the month. And I'm going to be honest with you on what I've told people in my region when that happens. If it's the last day of the month, then just wait a day and have them sign up the next day so that they can be sure that they can enter into the welcome program. Yeah. So, because really that's the best, you're not getting any more by having that person join the last day of the month. In other words, the way our compensation plan works, if a person joins on the last day of the month, you're not gonna, I mean, you may get your product kit from them. So yeah, that could happen. And if they get the product kit and the $200 product kit, then they're gonna get the welcome program anyway. But if their goal, because of their financial situation, is only to do the $19.99 kit, in that time frame, you're not really gaining anything from that anyway. So having them join the next day is an option. And I'm just saying this. So, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of reasons that you could say why that isn't good for you, but I'm just giving it as an option. Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. And here's the thing, Mel, and exactly what you're saying, you want to give somebody enough time to do that. So, and that's part of the reason why we opted in to add that $200 kit, because in one order, they have satisfied their activation with the 125. In addition, they've got the 200, so they're activated and they've done the welcome program. There's no, if somebody's going to rank up and hit 25% on the last day of the month, well then, God bless them. But I mean, I don't think that a person joining on the last day of the month or going to the first of the month, I think the first of the month gives them a better opportunity to reach all of those incentives if it's only from a day. You know what I mean? So the 15th of the month, they still have half the month to do that, even the 20th. But I think as you're getting into that last day, if it's the last day, why not just let them push over to one more day? So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And by really plugging that $200 product kit, first of all, they're getting a massive amount of products. And secondly, it's really covering everything. And of course, it has to work with their budget. You know, we don't want to push anybody. Yes, to answer that question, anybody who started before July, for that month, so what happens for them is for that month, it goes from the anniversary date, but then starting the following month, it will be the first of the third for the 30th. Because the computer does not recognize your anniversary date. So we let that go for that month, but then starting July for everybody, it was the first of the, you know, or if it's the 31st, or if it's 28, whatever the last day is of the month. Correct. Okay, so Jeanette, so you want to make sure you reach out to me outside of this because you should have received yours. So we'll make sure that you get that. Okay, so just please send me a personal message so that I can make sure that I do that. Okay. Any other questions on the welcome program? I'm going to make note of that too in case I don't hear from you that I reach out to you. Okay, good. All right, so let's move on. All right, that may be, yep. All right, so let's just move on to the big stuff here. Let me pull up opportunity plan number 2 and to start to talk about some money. All right, so we talked about personal sales, we talked about online sales, we talked about the welcome program. So now we're going to talk about building your team and some of the bonuses. Okay, so the building your team bonus. Okay, you have to appoint a minimum of 2 new beauty influencers for each month to win, to earn the $40 for each. I apologize for the wording on here. Everything comes through Spanish first and then it gets translated. So it really should be to earn, not to win. So both the leader and the beauty influencer has to be active at the end of the month in which they became a beauty influencer for the leader to receive the bonus. So what does that mean? That means that the person that you bring on has to at least be at 125 PV and you yourself need to be at 125 PV. If that happens, along with you bringing on at least 2, so you can do more than that, but at least 2, that kind of activates this program, then you receive $40 for every person that you bring on. Okay, so we'll have had people that have brought on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. It doesn't matter the number after the 2, but you at least have to have the 2. And that's each month, okay, to win that $40. All right, does anybody have any questions on that? And also this program is not, in the very beginning, it's not up to a certain number. This is forever, for as many people as you bring on to join your team, this happens. Yes, yeah, everybody has to be active to receive your 125. So this is where the activation period begins with the 125, where in the beginning I said you don't need to do any certain amount to receive your 50%. Start to talk about now is they need to have their 125. And then it's the 200 if they want the welcome program. And a little fun caveat for this is that we have the 125 kit and we have the 200 kit. Oops, can everybody mute themselves for me?
It means you're always in the right place. And it's always the right time.
I can see. Okay. All right. Not that I don't want to hear your lovely voices. We can talk after. I just wanted to make sure that for this, it gets muted. Okay, so let's talk about personal bonus. So personal bonus is an extra bonus on your personal volume. And they say extra because you're already receiving that 50%. So this is an addition to. So depending on the group volume you accumulate in a month, you're assigned a bonus level. And that is in our booklet, and it's also online. where you can see that chart to see what level you're at, the personal bonus level. If you look in our opportunity guide is on page 21. So you can see where to reference it. And there's a table there with your 8 bonus levels. Okay, so that bonus level is the percentage you'll receive on your personal volume. So why is that important? Well, first of all, it's in addition to the 50% that you've already obtained. And secondly, some people are awesome sellers. So if a person is an amazing seller, how great is it for them to be able to earn that personal bonus on top of already earning that 50%? So here's an example for you. Let me drop this down so we can see. Okay, here's an example for you. So in this example, here's you, and you've done your 200 PV, and your group volume is 9,000. So if you go over here to look at group volume, 5,000 puts you at the 25% level, so you are at the 25% level. So what you do is you take that 25% and you multiply it by your 200 PV, and you've made $50. Now let's just say you're just like online sales are just your thing and you're just doing amazing in online sales. Let's just go crazy and say you've done $5,000 in online sales and that you're at the 25% level. That's another $1,250 you've made in addition to the 50% that you've made on all of those online sales. You've also made an additional $1,250 because you're at the top of the bonus level. Does that make sense to people? And if it's, I mean, if that's not your thing and you're more about team building, well, it's still just an extra $50 that you've made for just doing your personal 200 PV. That's 125 plus maybe a little something extra. So is that everybody getting that? Yeah, I think so too. I honestly, I've been with direct selling for a long time and I've never seen all of these different things that we get here. It's pretty cool. Let me back this way. I don't want to miss it, but I don't want to cover things. So that's the personal bonus. So let's talk about group bonus. Okay, so group bonus is based on your assigned bonus level, again, the same as we talked about before, and the bonus level assigned to the beauty influencers in your first generation. So here's you, and in this example, these are our first gens. Okay, so let's look. So I'm a visual person, so I love this because it just makes it a lot easier to understand when we do it this way. Okay, so these are how group bonuses are calculated. Okay, it's your assigned bonus level minus the bonus level assigned to each of the entrepreneurs in your first generation. And then we multiply that difference by the group volume. Okay, so let's take a look at how we do that. So here's you, you're at 5,000, so you're at 25. And then we're looking at Maria. Maria is at 18%. So 25 minus 18 is 7. Maria's GV is 3,500. So you take 3,500 times 7%, and that's $245 that you've made off of Maria's group volume. Okay, so that's your group bonus where Maria is concerned. Same thing with Lewis. There's you at your 25, him and his 6. 25 minus 6 is 19. His GV is 500, so 500 times 19 is $95. And then Ann, drop this down. So Ann is at 9%, so 25 minus 9 is 16. 875 times 16% is $140. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. It is huge. I know. I know. Trust me, how many days I think, what am I doing? I should be out there doing this instead. The money's ridiculously crazy here. So definitely a lot of money to be made. Feel free to take a picture of that, because for me, like if all I did was read this to you guys and you didn't see the picture, it's a lot more confusing. It's a lot clearer when you have the picture. Okay, so let's take a look again. So here's you. Now, in the previous one, you were at 25%, but in this example, you're only 15%. So I want you guys to understand you don't have to get to the 25% level to start earning your bonus on your first generation. So we're giving an example with you at 15, and now here Sam is at 0. So what happens there? Well, 15 minus 0 is 15. So in this example, Sam got the $49.99 kit. With you at 15, you still made $7.50 off of that product kit. So if you didn't realize that you made money off those kits, you do. You just don't earn them off of the $19.99 kit. Because those are business tools, okay? But because we have product in here, the PV of that product is worth $49.99, so you earn $7.50 off of that. Okay, so in the second example, there's you and there's Carla. So you're at 15, she's at 9. That's a difference of 6%. Her GV is 600, so 600 times 6 is $36. Now, at 15%, this is a person really in the beginning stages of growing their massive business. So it's nice to see that you're still able to earn this money, not being at the, sometimes you'll see people, oh, they earn so much money because they're at the top of the leaderboard. Yeah, but you're earning money all along. It's not just at the top. So here's you and here's Juan. So this is important to look at. So you're at 15 and Juan's at 15. What happens here? Well, 15 minus 15 is 0. So there's the answer there. So you always have to make sure that you are higher than the people in your first gen to be able to receive that group bonus off of them. Make sense? Anybody have any questions on that one? Okay, because I know that those are some of the questions that come up. So what if I'm not at 25%? What if they didn't do anything that month, anything that month as far as their percentage goes? They're not at any percentage yet. Yes, you're still earning off of them. Just make sure to earn off of them, you need to be higher than them. So if somebody goes higher than you, you're not going to earn off of that. Okay. All right, so let's move along. Great point. You have to remember that you have to finish the month active, meeting your 125 to qualify for the group bonus, okay? So some of the numbers that have been going around, oh, a person has to do 200, a person has to do 250. No, to be active, you only have to do 125. You are hearing it live, 125 to be active, okay, to qualify for the group bonus. The only place that the 200 comes into effect is in that welcome program. Now, personally, I think that if you always say 200, it's also a safety net too, because you could have people that could do 125 and then something gets sent back, or something's out of stock, or part of that's from a customer order and they don't like it and they want to return it. So then that drops their 125. So doing that 200 is also the safety net to make sure that you are active no matter what happens with those orders. That's just my take on it. Okay, so now the level change bonus. So let me drop this down. So the level change bonus is when you reach these different levels. We have the 9%, we have to the 18%, okay? And when that happens and you stay at that level or increase to a higher level for an additional month, you earn a bonus change level. So when you're at 9% and you hold that for a month, there's your $60. 12%, $90, 15%, $130, and 18%, $180. These bonuses are cumulative. So that means I've seen many people go from 3 to 18 or 3 to 22 or 3 to 25 in their very first month. Then you would receive all of those bonuses, those bonus level change bonuses in your next month. Okay, does anybody have any questions about that? So there is a breakaway when you surpass your sponsor. So once you get to past your sponsor in that group bonus volume that I showed you and you hit the 25%, now you're going to start to earn, and we're going to show you that in the next, I think it's not in this one, but it's in the next one I'm going to pull up, and you're going to see where you earn money there, okay? So it kind of breaks away here, but then it goes to another level of earning. So if you still have questions at that point, Jenilyn, then let me know, okay? If your first line doesn't hit bonus, do you receive bonuses off of their downline? So No, it doesn't go down. That's first for that group volume bonus. It's only off of that. It's only off of your first gen. It doesn't go down to the second gen. Any other questions? Or if there's something that you didn't understand, please don't hesitate to ask me again. I can word it in a different way that you would maybe understand it a little bit better. Okay, we're feeling good here? Okay. Oh, do you earn the level change bonus monthly? One time only, Sabrina. Thank you for asking. That's a great question. It's a one-time only deal because the thought process is that you're not going to go back to that again. Yes, the following month you have to start the month over again, but with a solid foundation of a team, by the middle of the month, you're already at your 25%. Marty, just on that group bonus that I was showing you, okay, there's other ways that you earn bonuses off of everybody else, but in that group bonus that I was showing you, that's just your first gen. So like here, to earn this level change bonus, what you're looking at here, this is your full group volume. So this is everybody, not just your first gen, your first, your second, your third, your fourth, your fifth, your sixth, your seventh. This is everybody that helps you to make this $5,000 or 5,000, 3,600, 22, whatever it is. So that's everybody. So there are different ways that they are calculated, but in that group volume bonus, it's just your first gen. Okay, let's move on. All right, so next we're going to talk about leadership bonus training. The best view comes after the hardest climb, and that is the truth. That's the God's honest truth. And if you struggled, what an amazing place it is to be standing up there like that. So let me show you how much money that you can make in the leadership training bonus, because that's when you're putting your hands up and saying, oh yeah. Okay, let's go to the third one. Sorry, I have to slide these around like this. Okay, so part 3, here we go. So we've talked about personal sales, we've talked about online sales, we've talked about the welcome program, building your team program, personal bonus, group bonus, and now we're going to talk about the leadership bonus. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. The leadership bonus, you start earning leadership bonuses when you reach the director level and above. Okay, so director, silver, gold, platinum, emerald, diamond, vice president, president, and boss. And I'm going to show you how you get to each of those levels. To receive your leadership bonus, you must be at the 25% bonus level. Okay, so you have to be at the top of that chart that we were just looking at, the 5,000 or 25%. You have to have a minimum of 1,500 in side points. I will explain to you what side points are, and you have to be active at the end of the month. So at least the 125, hopefully the 200, okay? So to receive the leadership bonus, these are a must. 25% bonus level, we just talked about that, is 5,000 in group volume, and that is your entire group, not just your first gen at the end of the month. Okay, 1,500 minimum at the end of the month in side points. And let's talk about side points. So your side points are the total of your group volume. Oops, sorry, got people coming in here. Our total of your group volume minus all of the 25% in your first gen, minus the largest of the 22s in your first gen, and minus the largest of the 18s in your first gen. And I'm going to show you a visual of this so it makes more sense. And depending on the title, it varies on the total number of side points you must have. So in other words, to be a director, a silver director, you need 1,500 in side points. A golden or platinum is 2,500 in side points. An emerald director is 5,000, diamond is 5,000, and then vice president, president, and boss are 10,000. So those are the side points you need. So as you start to reach this leader level, it's important to keep track of your side points. So let me show you how we actually calculate those side points. So this is a side point chart. So here's you, all right, and your PV is 250 and you have 15,300, okay? So what we talked about before is we're gonna take anybody who's a 25%, we're gonna take anybody who's a 22%, and we're going to take your highest of your 18, anybody who's a 25%, your highest of your 22%, and your highest of your 18%. And these are all GV group volume. Again, I'm sorry, this was translated, so this is actually group volume. Don't look, there's no difference in any of these. It's all group volume. Okay, so we're gonna X out Maria because she was a 25%. We're gonna X out Jose because he was a 22%. And then we have two 18s. So which one are we gonna choose? We're gonna choose the highest, right? So we're gonna choose Evelyn. We're gonna X her out. So you have left Sonia, Liza, and Carmen. So how do we figure this? Here's what you do. In this example, your GV is 15.3. We're gonna minus the 5,000 of Maria because that's what her group volume was. We're gonna minus the 3,600 of Jose, he was our 22%. And then we're gonna minus the 2,750 of Evelyn because she was the larger of our 18%. So 15.3 minus 5,000 minus 3,600 minus 2,750 is 3,950. So in this example, you have 3,950 in side points. And if you think back to that chart showed what you needed in side points to be at a certain level. Everybody understand that. Now in this example, we're only showing 122%, but if there was another one, it would be just like the 18s, it would be the highest of the 22s. So all 25s are removed and it's the highest of the 18s and the highest of the 22s. And this is this is what we do for side points. And what's the reason for side points? So sometimes, and you may have seen this if you've been in another direct selling company, people will come on board and they will have a superstar. They'll have a rock star. And that rock star is amazing, but they put all of their efforts into that rock star and they don't continue to build their business. So the point of side points are that you're continually developing new leaders in your leadership team, okay? So you're not running on just one person, but you're continually building these leaders. And that's where the side points come from. They are going to still keep working on those people in your first generation. Yeah, it took me a little while too, Janelyn. Don't even stress about that. I had to watch it and do it a couple of times, but me going back over it makes it a lot easier. Yeah, I agree, because I think that it's important to know that we need to keep building, right? You want to build wide, and you're going to build, and your team is going to build wide. But as your team starts to build wide, that's where your depth is coming from. So you want that width, and then your team is going to duplicate what you do, and you're going to get the downline, and they're going to get the downline, and they're going to get the downline, and that's where your width is going to come from. Okay, because when I show you the leadership bonus and how that works, you're going to see that you get paid into your 7th generation. Okay, so you do get paid in depth. Right now, we've only been talking about first gens, but you're going to see how that changes in the leadership track that I'm going to show you. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so to be active at the end of the month, your personal volume should be 125 or more. Do you see that we keep talking about this? Because it's been an issue for people from the very beginning. To be part of Founders, you have to stay personally active. And obviously all of our founder spots are filled, but those founders have a requirement to stay active by doing their 125. To receive these bonuses, you need the 125. To be in leadership, you need the 125. So really get that into your head, and for the people on your team too. Yes. So, and that's exactly what this is about, Deborah, for sure. You know, listen, if somebody's working hard and they're making massive income, yes, you've got to spotlight those people without a doubt. But not everybody's at the same pace. We don't have thousands of people all at the goal director level. So the goal here is that you're going to keep incentivizing those people at the lower levels, but you're also going to keep working with them because you want to see them succeed as well. So that's exactly what this is about, and I love it. Okay, so let's talk about how we calculate the leadership bonus. So calculating leadership bonus, and this is kind of the wording part, but I promise you I'm going to show you a picture. You're going to add up the group volume of all of your 18s, your 22s, and your 25 in your first 7 generations, depending on title. You're going to subtract the totals from each generation. This is like speaking another language to me. I need to see pictures. First generation minus second generation, second minus third, third minus fourth, and so on. And we're going to continue to subtract to the 6th minus the 7th generation. But that lets you see how many generations we actually pay out on. It's crazy. You'll earn different percentages of each of those totals according to the title that you've reached. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. Here we go, pictures. Okay, so here's you. And in this example, right, this is your first gen line we're looking at. We have Maria at 18, Mary at 22, and Kiara at 25. So what's the first thing that we do? We're gonna look at Kiara, Maria, and Mary. You add up all of the 18s, the 22s, and the 25s in your first generation. So when you add the 3 of them up, you come up to 12,725, okay? So you wanna remember that number, 12,725. And that's the total of your 18s, your 22s, and your 25s in your first gen. Okay, so here's you. Here's your 3 people that we were just talking about that added up to the 12,725. Now look at this. Now we're looking at a second gen. So we're finally seeing some other, I'm going to drop this down, guys, and I promise I'll pull it back up again before we move on. You're finally seeing another generation here. So what are we looking at? Well, over here, Maria doesn't have anybody that's at 18, 22, or 25, but Mary does. She has an 18%er. And Kiara has an 18, and she has a 22. So what do we do with that? So you're going to add up all of the 18s, the 22s, and the 25s of your second generation. So in this one, you've got 2,200, 2,200, and 3,600. That's 8,000. Okay, so we added up our first gen, which was the 12,725 from Maria, Mary, and Kiara. And we added up our second gen, 18s, 22s, and 25s, and that was 8,000. So 12,725 of the first gen minus 8,000 of the second gen leaves you with 4,725. Of that, you are going to earn a percentage depending upon the title that you are at. So you see this in your our book that explains the compensation plan. Okay, I want to just show you this part and then I'll answer all your questions on this. But what I just showed you before is actually how you create that. Okay, so in this leadership bonus calculation in our first gen, remember we added up the 22s, the 25s, the 22s, and the 18s. What they're saying here is your first generational bonus, you take A and you minus it B. B is your second generation. So right here, they're showing 150, right? Minus 80 times 4% is 2,800. This is just an example. So these are leadership bonus calculations. So in this example, if you're earning 4% on your first gen, that makes you a director. You're at a director level. That's what we're looking at here. Okay, so your second gen, you're taking that second generation, the same thing, the 18s, the 22s, and the 25s, and you're minusing it from your third generation. And you're timesing it by 3%. So it's your second generation minus your third generation times 3%, and there's 1,200. The third generational bonus, you've done the same thing. You take your third generation, your 18s, your 22s, and your 25s, minus your fourth generation, 18s, 22s, and 25s. And you're timesing that by 2%. These percentages that I'm showing you are on the chart, and I'm going to show that to you next, but I just want you to understand where it's coming from. Okay, and that's $400 there. And then the fourth generation, you're taking your fourth, 18s, the 22s, and 25s, and you're subtracting it from your fifth generation. And that's where you're getting your fourth generational bonus. So it's D minus E, fourth minus fifth, times 1.5%. and you've earned 150 on your 4th generation, because at the director level, leadership bonus calculation, you earn on your 1st generation, your 2nd, your 3rd, and your 4th. So look at this right here, $4,550 you've earned as a director in this example. So let me pull this up because I'm sure we have some questions. Oh, good, nothing yet. Yay! Cool. Okay. So you do earn up to 7 levels as you go up the leadership scale. Angelia, you'll see that as you go up. But for the 1st level of leadership, and I'm going to pull that up, you'll see that it's 4 levels for your very first one. Leadership bonuses are monthly. Everything is monthly. Your personal bonus level is monthly. Your group bonus level is monthly. Everything is monthly. Okay, so let's go to the chart so we can see. Here's the chart we're talking about. So as you can see, what does this actually mean? So we were looking at the director, say generation 4%, 3%, 2%, and 1.5%. So you're paid 4 generations deep as a director. What does a director mean? A director means you hit the top of the bonus level in that other chart where you hit the 5,000 or the 25%. You don't have to have any 25% in your 1st gen as a director. The only thing that it's a requirement is you need those side points of 1,500. And then you are a director. A silver director hits the same amount but higher levels. You see how it goes up 4.5, 3.25, and that continues to go up as you go up in title. The other thing that goes up are the amount of 25%ers in your 1st gen. That's what ARM stands for. So a silver director has 1 25%er in their 1st gen, golden has 2, platinum has 4, emerald has 8, and so on. And this goes up. So once you hit diamond director, you're hitting 5 generations, vice president, 5 generations, president, 6 generations, and then look at this, boss. You're actually going all the way up to 7 on that. Okay, do you get paid on 1st gen do you only get paid on 1st gen until you are a director? Yes. So once you hit the director level, that's when you start getting paid generationally deeper. Now, but remember, so in that group bonus, you're getting paid on your 1st gen, but your group volume, your total group volume, which is everybody, is what is used to determine what level you are in that other chart we were looking at, you know, the chart that goes up to the 25%, that's your total group volume. Oh yeah, I'm going to explain all of that. I'm definitely going to explain car bonus. We are not getting out of here until all this is understood. Right, so it's 6th generation, but it's to get to this, remember when we were at the other one, you've got to subtract it from the 7th. So you're bringing in your 7th generation. So it's the 6th minus the 7th. Okay, so let's move to, okay, we talked about ARMs. We know what those are. Down here it says work on developing people in your 1st generation to reach 25%. We talked about that. Why more people move to the 25 in your 1st gen? You're going to continue to promote up, all right? So let's talk about car allowance. What do we got here? So directors begin at the 1st level of leadership is what allows you to attend company convention or only founders. Well, so actually we haven't had our 1st convention yet. If you're talking about the convention in Antalya that they've been promoting, that happens for people who are at the diamond level and above. Those are the top people from all over the world, not just here in the US. And so we have our biggest numbers that head to Antalya from all over the world. But for us at convention, we are going to have a convention and we've already been talking about it. Not allowed to tell anybody yet, but I can tell you that convention is going to be for everybody. Okay, so depending upon what one you're actually talking about. Yeah, exactly, super exciting. Going to, if you're talking about going to Turkey, that is once you hit the certain level, you'll be able to go to Turkey. Will we have a USA? That's the goal. the goal is to have, yeah, regular convention is going to be for everybody. No, that's for everybody. And it will be something that you all will be able to go to and attend for sure. Yes, for the US. And I'm not saying anything more, but read between the lines. Okay, so let's talk about car allowance. Okay, so pharmacy gives you a car allowance, and what's the reason for the car allowance? Well, to help you cover your transportation expense in your business. In some of the other countries, they actually give cars. And everybody's like, oh, I wish they gave me a car. But my feeling on it is I like the fact that they give a car allowance because it lets you do whatever you want with that money. If you decide that you want to use that to pay for your car payment, or you want to pay for your insurance, or you want to pay for gas or upkeep on your car, or something totally unrelated to your car, that's up to you. The goal is to make sure that you have a car to be able to really work your business, okay? So the goal with the car allowance is you have to keep your title for 5 consecutive months to qualify for the car allowance. So what are we talking about here? So as you can see, you don't start a car allowance at director, but you started at silver director. So at silver director, once you've reached that level and held it for 5 consecutive months, pharmacy starts paying you when you receive your commissions on the 15th of each month, $300 in car allowance. Golden directors, again, you have to hold it for 5 months, and there's $350 in car allowance there. And it goes all the way up to $650, which to me is, I mean, all of these are amazing. Who wouldn't like to get that money for their car each month, whether it's to pay for your car or to get a new car or whatever it is you need to? It's just another bonus that you're able to get. Okay, the important thing is here you have to title and keep that title for 5 consecutive months to qualify for the car allowance. Okay, so that's the part you want to remember about that. What if you're at director level 1 month, but then rank up? So then you rank up to silver director, you need to hold silver director for 5 months. So each one you have to rank, you have to hold that, you have to hold it for 5 months to rank, to be able to get that level of the car allowance. Right, so each time you rank up, you have to hold that level. Now, if you're doing it all like real quickly, so let's say you went to silver, gold, and platinum. If each month, if you ranked up, that's going to get calculated back, because let's say you get to platinum and it takes you obviously 5 months to get the 400. But if 1 month you did that and you're silver, then your second month you went to gold and you've already held this for 2 months, and you get to platinum, you've already been at silver for 3 months. You only have 2 more months and you're going to start getting the $300. Then 2 more months you'll get the $350, and then 2 more months you'll get the $400. So you will receive these. It's not like you miss these. As long as you are at this level or above for the 5 months, you'll start to receive this. Okay, does that make sense? So you just want to count. So whenever you started silver director, it's 5 months from that time. But in that meantime, in the next month, you went up to golden, but that's okay, because that means you already sat at silver for, now you're at your second month at silver. So you're just going to count 3 more months for that. And that's how that works. They're pretty awesome at things being accumulative and you not missing things, okay? I will say though, don't think that this adds up. So it's not like you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what I mean? It's you're getting that monthly car allowance. It doesn't all add up. So that's car allowance. So let's talk about the cash bonus. Okay, so you're eligible for a title change bonus when you reach the title of golden director and above. So here it is right here. Once you reach golden director, this cash bonus happens again after you've held that for 5 months, okay? It increases as you go up in title. Obviously, I mean, you can see this here, 4,000, 8,000, 16, 32, 64, and $128,000. That just blows me away that in 1 month I could get $128,000 bonus. But what's cool about this is if you skip any title, which is what we were just talking about in the car allowance, you don't lose this, okay? So if you went from golden and then the next month you went to platinum and then you went to emerald and then you went to diamond, you're still counting back how many months when you first hit golden. As long as you keep moving up, you're going to receive that $2,000 cash bonus in your 5th month from that, okay? So that anniversary date, that will get sent to you. Yep. Thank you for that. Does that make sense to everybody? So you don't lose the title bonus that you jumped. You just have to hold it for 5 consecutive months. And that's that cash bonus. And that also gets paid out at the same time as your car allowance and all of your other incentives and bonuses. So any questions on the car allowance, the cash bonus, anything? And then the last thing we're going to talk about are trips. It's a pretty rich compensation plan, guys. It really is. We have products that are great and they're low cost, and we just have this amazingly rich compensation plan. All right, so let's look at trips. Holidays, vacations, trips, whatever you guys call them. When you reach the level of Silver Director, you're eligible to start traveling all over the world, okay? They do trips that are domestic, Latin America, Europe, and Asia, and the one that's actually gonna get announced soon is our domestic trip, and you're gonna hear about that shortly. Again, for that, you have to keep your title for 5 consecutive months to win your trip. So Silver Director and Golden are domestic trips. That means somewhere here in the US. Latin America is Platinum and Emerald, Diamond and Vice President are Europe, and then President and Boss go to Asia. Again, you don't lose these trips. So these accumulate 2 for you. One of the options is when you are a Silver Director, and then let's say in the same month, or right after you go to Golden Director. So you've held that for the 5 months, and now you've gained both of these trips. So do you want to take 2 trips, domestically, or do you want to take somebody with you? So it looks like you're going to have the ability to take someone with you instead of doing 2 trips. Yes, exactly. So you can earn the trip for you and your hubby if you are, if you title up, okay? Now, let's say you go to Silver Director and stay there. I haven't heard that there's going to be any kind of incentive to be able to earn a trip for your partner then. But I heard that you will be able to do that as you title up. So instead of taking 2 individual domestic trips, you can take 1 for you and your person. Okay. Yeah, that's a really great statement that you made. This company is an answered prayer. It has been so amazing for so many people, and I've just seen some of the results of what have happened in people's lives and in their businesses in such a short time. And I've gotten emotional with some of the stories that I've heard and people have shared with me. So you guys are so lucky to be part of this and so blessed to be part of this at this time, in this time frame, like in the beginning like this. I mean, I think it's always going to be amazing, but there's just so much there. How much of this info do you suggest at opportunity meetings? So I think that if you have, I spent a lot of time with you guys on this part, but if it's a brand new part, I don't think that you don't want to confuse people or get people lost in the fact going through like the leadership bonuses and everything. I think that I would sort of just quickly go over those numbers, and if somebody wants those, you might hit that C-type personality who's really all about the numbers. You can go over that with them individually. And it's certainly not that we have anything to hide, because I think this is a super transparent compensation plan. But I think that things more like, and you get a car bonus, and you get cash bonus, and you receive trips. And, I don't think side points are that important in the very beginning to get somebody started. Wait, what are we saying here? Wait, when you hold your rank, you win a trip every 5 months? So when you hold your rank, you earn 1 trip, 1 domestic trip. Then when you go up in title, then you hold it, then you receive another trip. And then when you go up in title, you receive another trip. So every time you go up in title and hold that title for 5 months, you earn another trip. That's what it means. Sorry if that was confusing for you. That's as you go up in title. So once you go all the way to boss, you've traveled to 2 places domestically, 2 places in Latin America, 2 places in Europe, 2 places in Asia. You've gotten $128,000 bonus. You're making $650 car bonus. You're earning 7 generations deep. You're making so much money, then you can go anywhere. You can get your own plane and go anywhere you want. Okay, does anybody have any other questions? But to go back to that other question, I just think exactly, you don't want to overwhelm people right away. I think talking about the beginning stuff is really important in the very beginning. I'm explaining our timeline, talking about what the importance of our Dr. Tuna products, looking at our products, talking to them about the first couple of things that are really important to be able to hear: the welcome program, the personal bonus, those kinds of things, the things that you would be hitting right in the very beginning, and then just briefly go over the other things so that they see as they go up, there's a lot of money to be made. Well, you guys, that is the end. Well, let me make sure I don't have anything else. I think that's the end. Oh, there you go. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not to fight against the old, but to build the new. And that's the truth. Can't fight what's already happened, but we can build new and do amazing things with it. So thanks, you guys. You were so awesome. Thank you so much for the interaction. And I hope I answered your questions and cleared some things up for you. I know that there was a lot of like crazy stuff going on out there. And so I just wanted to take this time, and Christina asked me to, be able to share for all of you. And so I hope that that helped. You're welcome, Christina. I love you guys so much. Can you quickly clarify? Oops, hang on 1 second. What do we have a question here? Did I lose this? Oops, it went the wrong way. Hang on 1 second. Can you quickly clarify how long Pharmacy has been around as a company and in direct sales? So if you go and you look at our timeline, we actually started in direct sales. The Pharmacy brand was born in 2004 and Dr. Tuna brand was born in 2009. We started direct selling in Turkey in 2010, and that was the first area that we started direct selling in. The first country was in Turkey. So if you want to tell people when we actually started in direct selling, it was in 2010, which is awesome because we're coming up on 2020, so that's 10 years. So although we're new here, we're not new in the direct selling world. Then we reached, our 16 direct selling markets in 2016, 24 direct selling markets in 2017. We were in 125 countries in 2018. 25 direct selling markets in 2018, which means we were a direct selling company in 25 different direct selling markets or countries. And then we started in the US in January. So I hope that makes sense to you. But I think it's also important to know that Pharmacy brand was born in 2004, and then the Dr. Tuna brand was formulated in 2009, so that people can understand how long the products have actually been produced and that they're in over 125 countries. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. And yes, this is recorded, so I will send this out, Christina, to you, and you can, put it out there for anybody who wants to listen. Okay, thanks, guys. Have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you all soon, and I'll see you online. Jeanette, don't forget to message me about the welcome program, and I'll take care of that tomorrow for you. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.